what we want to do is talk about some issues that affect you. It's also an important opportunity to ask some pointed questions, and we're really looking forward to those. We've got the entire management team. We've got our CEO, Mark White, who you'll hear from in a few minutes, but the entire management team is here, and so I would really encourage you to seek them out. They're all very approachable. Maybe some of you could put your hands up, the management team. Where are you? Yeah, so seek them out. They're very approachable. They're looking for your questions because, as I say, what we really want is a conversation. So go introduce yourself. For those of you attending remotely, please submit your questions. We will try to get to them. We will get back to all of you, but also your observations and comments. Again, as I say, this is a conversation that we want to have with you today. So for me, over the next few minutes, I want to touch on a few of our FSRA achievements, speak about our commitment to principles-based regulation, and talk about the importance of an open and constructive dialogue among us all. So let me start with some of our accomplishments. We're a young organization. I think we're 4 years old. Today might be our birthday, I'm not sure. So we've come a long way in a short time. Since the last exchange a year ago, which I think was all virtual, we didn't have anybody in person, we introduced our very first insurance sector rule, which has it's actually the most unpronounceable, the unfair or deceptive acts or practice rule. This is designed to promote fairness, safety, and choice for consumers looking to buy insurance. We introduced new licensing requirements for mortgage agents and brokers to help ensure that consumers and investors are receiving appropriate mortgage advice and product recommendations when dealing with private mortgages. And we approved 4 credentialing bodies to better protect consumers by ensuring that financial planners and financial advisors have a minimum standard of education and are being actively supervised. Consumer protection is really paramount to everything we do, and it certainly influences our approach to regulation. FSRA has embraced and adopted a principles-based and outcome-focused approach to supervision and regulation. In fact, it's so important that we made it our mission statement, which reads, "Public service through dynamic, principles-based, and outcomes-focused regulation." For those of you who provide products and services, we hope you really embrace this as a tool to support innovation, a way to provide better products and services to consumers, a way to enhance their experience, to better serve their needs, and to better protect their rights and interests. We also see principles-based regulation as a way to promote high standards of business conduct by enabling you to move beyond compliance and focus on achieving the desired outcomes behind that rule. I understand there's been some apprehension as we transition to this new model. It makes perfect sense because a change as big as this just is never easy. One of the greatest challenges, I would say, has been articulating what principles-based means and what it doesn't mean. There's a common misconception that it means doing away completely with prescriptive requirements, and that principles and rules can't coexist. But that's just not the case. While FSRA will seek to rely mainly on principles, there will always be a need for prescriptive rules under specific circumstances. Think of it as a hybrid regime. Hybrid has become part of our language, so I think we all know what that means. Under this approach, you will have greater flexibility. You will be able to develop your own ways to achieve the desired outcomes that are best suited to the unique size, nature, and complexity of your business. It's not going to be a one-size-fits-all. But it really will also require the commitment at the senior levels of your organization. Principles-based regulation will really place a greater reliance on management and your boards to demonstrate how they plan to achieve the desired outcomes and satisfy the principles-based requirements. This is my challenge to all of our regulated sectors here today. Seriously embrace principles-based regulation at the top levels of your organizations and work with us to make it a reality. We'll be there every step of the way with you. We're not experts in the delivery of products and services. You are, so we look to you to help us ensure that our rules and guidance achieve FSRA's objectives while understanding their impact on your business. We need you to question whether our actions make sense. Do they need to be loosened? Do they need to be tightened? You need to tell us that. Now, if you're wondering how best to work with us going forward, my advice is to just reach out regularly. An ongoing dialogue is critical to our success. And we've gone to great lengths since our launch to really establish avenues where we can have that dialogue. We've set up stakeholder advisory committees. I think many of you are part of that. There's one for every sector that we regulate. They meet regularly with the senior staff, and they also meet at least once a year with us as a board. And they're not just a collection of individuals. We see them as a community which brings new and innovative ideas, energy, and commitment to the table. These voices help ensure we are charting the right course while providing valuable input and advice to us. This is where we can discuss the principles-based regulation and take a hard look at the issues that may arise along with the potential solutions. Being open and transparent is foundational in everything we do. That's why we have also established technical advisory committees to offer thoughts around rules of practice and procedure, filing requirements, guidelines, and operational policies. Keeping in mind that our collective objective is to have products and services that are brought to market that are designed to serve the best interest of consumers, we've also established a consumer advisory panel which works closely with our consumer office and our executive team. The members of this committee will also help ensure that the perspective of consumers guide and inform our direction. In closing, let me summarize the 4 key points that I really would like you to take away from my remarks this morning. First of all, FSRA has made considerable progress over the last year and continues to take steps to protect consumers. Number 2, FSRA is thinking differently and is fully committed to implementing principles-based and outcomes-focused regulation. This approach provides our regulated entities with the tools to support innovation and better serve your consumers, your customers. Third, FSRA is making a significant effort to create an environment for frank conversations with all stakeholders through our sectoral advisory committees and our technical advisory committees. To help FSRA create good rules and guidance that serve everyone's best interest, we need robust and ongoing conversations across the table with each other. Fourth, and most important of all, we need to remember that at the heart of everything we do, everything you do, everything we do, needs to serve the best interest of the consumer. If the consumer is not buying the product and is satisfied with the product, what's the point, right? And consumer protection is also a priority of the Government of Ontario, and more specifically, the Minister of Finance. Since being elected in 2018, the Honourable Peter Bethlenfalvy has been a very strong advocate for improving and strengthening our public services, ensuring individuals and families have access to efficient public services when and where they need them. Now, while the minister was unable to join us in person, he's got, some pre-budget stuff that he's got to look after. He has sent a video greeting, which we'll have in a minute. But we're delighted to have his parliamentary assistant, Stephen Crawford, who will also share some comments with us. So first a video, and then we'll have Stephen come up to the podium to speak with you. So thank you again for joining us, all of you here and all of you virtually. Enjoy the day. Talk to us, not just today, but ongoing. Thank you very much.